at the Thompson Elementary School in Arlington, Massachusetts, ScratchJr researchers developed and assessed a curriculum whose goal was to teach children how to program their own interactive collages, animated stories, and games. Before designing these three interactive genres, Thompson students in grades K through 2 were introduced to the ScratchJr interface. ScratchJr is a new version of the Scratch programming language that is designed for children ages 5 through 7. It is a project of the DevTech Research Group at Tufts University and the Lifelong Kindergarten Group at the MIT Media Lab. ScratchJr is an iPad application in which children snap together graphical blocks of instructions to make characters move, interact, speak, and transform on the screen. After assembling a rudimentary program, a child clicks on a green flag to run the program just designed. The curriculum that the researchers developed was divided into 3 modules: interactive collage, story, and game.
3, 2, 1. There it goes.
Each module was comprised of 2 units. The first unit involved a series of lessons that introduced features of the application. As each lesson progressed, the concepts and the programming blocks taught became more complex.
So I'm going to put this little envelope thing at the end of my program, okay? And what that's going to do is it's going to send a message to the rocket if it has this block.
During each lesson, children learned songs, read stories, and participated in classroom activities such as Simon Says, in order to learn about the programming blocks and the concept of sequencing, the idea that order matters. The second unit of each module allowed the children to design their own genre project, using the information gathered from each module's set of lessons.
So, when she touches the treasure chest, she gets it and brings it to the boy, and when I tap the boy, they both go down together.
When learning about collages, children program their characters on one page using more simple commands such as up and down. But by the time they learned how to create stories and games, students were able to program more than one character, add additional pages to their stories, and have 2 characters converse.
This is Mommy. I want it to be like yellow.
Over the course of the 2 months that the researchers were in the classroom, children were able to use ScratchJr to enhance their problem-solving, critical thinking, collaboration, math, and literacy skills.
So I was thinking about this as I did my report cards. One of our report card keys is can follow a multi-step direction. So obviously that usually looks like in kindergarten, take a marker, color this in, cut it, then glue it. So that's something that they're practicing learning, that there has to be a certain sequence for something to come out.
So I feel like the students love whenever you guys are here working on ScratchJr. They always want to work on it outside of the time you're here. So they're definitely very engaged and interested in the program. I love that it requires them to do multiple steps on each page, and that's really carrying over to things we're doing in the classroom, both on the iPad and not on the iPad. I like that they have to think in advance before what they're going to do and then kind of test it out throughout the process rather than just doing the whole thing and, you know, kind of becoming frustrated at the end. I really like that there's some literacy and math in the program also, you know, figuring out the different steps, how far they have to go across with the grid. And I love now that it's that they're making a story on there, so I definitely can see myself using that in the future with them.
have been a lot of skills that we've been learning throughout the school year, or they've learned from previous years that have been reinforced by using ScratchJr. So skills such as problem solving, trial and error, where they've been faced with a challenge and they're working through to figure it out. They've learned about creating directions and then following the directions as they've been programming their characters. They've also done a lot with creativity, so ScratchJr has really given them a chance to be creative and design their different projects. And then finally, it's been really great to see many of the students that have been learning from each other.
I love ScratchJr. ScratchJr is awesome. It is fun. I love ScratchJr.